Alright, coming to you live from the garages at Wizards Hollow. We have got a project today. We've had the car about 6 months now. Lots of things have happened. But one of the first things we did, aside from the Dark Horse inspired spoiler, we put some bump in the trunk with two JL12s and a nice 1000-watt amplifier to go with it. Dynamated the whole thing. Spuds helped with all of it. But as you can see, we're not exactly finished. And every time we put groceries in the car, it's tiresome, right? to constantly deal with this. Now, when I was younger, this to me was a perfectly acceptable finished build, right? No problem. But now, though, we gotta do better. So, a couple things going on. Let's see. We're gonna be able to put back this plastic piece. We got some grills for those subs. One of them took a little bit of a dent on the rim outside. Luckily everything's fine, but we're going to keep that from happening again. We're going to close it off by creating another surface. So this is the stock piece. You can see there's this pad on the back, and the whole thing's held together with this sort of plastic cardboard. So we're going to make our own version. The core of it's going to be this 1/4-inch plywood. And then we got some of this material to replicate that sort of structure. It's not quite the same robustness, but it'll do. And we're going to carpet it with this guy right here. Cheap. It's on Amazon. It's got great reviews for not only covering that surface, but for the speaker box as well. I tried to get some magenta vinyl to add an accent. My wife says that is not magenta, that is Barbie bubblegum pink. Too bad we have a whole bunch of it. We're probably not going to use it. I got this like acid green to go with it, super electric lime green, thinking I would do another accent. We think actually that's what we're going to do. So this speaker fabric, that accent piece, we're using this Landau glue. Normally you spray that. We're going to brush it. And yeah, all my little helpers. So that stripe in the middle is where we're going to put that accent up over the top. Otherwise, this is all going to go in black, right? And then we're going to finish this off. And we're going to have a mesh that will allow us to see through down to the amplifier. And because I started out as a PC modder, we're going to add some quiet fans down low. Because once we put that top fascia on, it's going to seal things off a bit. So we're going to get some airflow. And then, of course, some cheese. Right? So, that's what we're up to today. Wish me luck. Alright. Going well. We're about done with the teardown. We have that out. We have the box. Take all the wires off. And I just tested that JL grill. That mates directly around the speaker. Just right around the rim. So it doesn't have to fit outside. So I was worried it might go out there. It actually goes in there. So fantastic. Not an obstruction at all. Because I think once I add carpeting to the box, I'm going to have to think about how I manage that edge. Because I am very flush in there. But we'll see. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Alright, update. Things are moving along. The mesh came,
so we can make our access window cool for cooling and viewing. We have this set up now. I am about to use the jigsaw to pull that blank out, do a cut. I did go out and upgrade my jigsaw. I was telling my wife, the first power tool I ever bought, 28 years ago now, was this guy right here. We're going to donate him. And now we got a nice brushless lithium-ion cordless. That's the way it should be. Got the box out. Got the rack out. Move these tires over here. There's the subs, nice and safe. The grills are inserted. Love the grills. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut this, and then we're gonna use the glue for the first time to mate the cutout board, and then we'll be able to mechanically figure out where to cut the viewing window so we can still see the amp. And then we're also going to maybe tonight carpet the bottom of the rack. Yeah, just for funsies. There's the interior. That knockoff Dynamat, Kill Mat, whatever it is, it's been doing great. I'm really excited to be able to put the interior back together fully. That piece. It's been out like since the second week I had the car. So, and someday we're going to work on the Wurlitzer project, but that's for later. So, the work continues. Alright, so having mimicked that layout and stolen the dimensions, we have this replicating it. So we're going to glue that down, and then we can move on to the rack, which is the first thing we're going to carpet. And when that's in its final state, we'll be able to cut the window on here. This guy, I'm very excited how stable this has proven. It has been like a rock. This is just some shimmed aluminum tubing. This is too tall though. I needed room for cooling. You can see it's a little janky, but it works. We're gonna put this height in half though. And that is why we got some fans that we're gonna set up. And those are just 2-pin fans. They're simple. They're meant for this kind of job as opposed to PC. So let's play with some glue. You can see here I have ventilation. So glue.
Well, we have good news and strange news. So the good news is it's the morning after here, playing around with the Lando paste glue. This is a little wiggly down low where I was fucking with it, which I probably shouldn't have. But the core product, it's on there, right? Like I can really. And I did a test fit in the back, and it fit up. It fit up fine, especially with support underneath it, right? I'm expecting the board to take the weight. Really, the plastic board is just something I can attach carpet to. So the people rejoice. That part worked, right? Even though I'm doing wood to plastic, which is absolutely not what that is for. So what it is for is gluing carpet. And look, I did 2 test pieces. One I did not sand, and one I sanded the shit out of, just so there's some grab for the adhesive. Both of these stuck like absolute gangbusters. I mean, I couldn't get that off if I tried, right? Which is the whole point. So great, right? We're in business. Problem. The fucking glue seeps through this fabric. Now this fabric was billed to me on Amazon as speaker covering. It's this stuff right here, hanging out on my planer. Poor planer. It's getting used as a shelf. I've got yards of it, right? Good stuff. Like I said, it was sold as speaker cover, but at the end of the day, it's fabric, it's felt. I'm not even sure it's polyester, though it probably is, but it's porous, clearly. So, you know, the whole point of doing this was to have something that has a finished look. That doesn't have a finished look, right? That has a busted look. So, no bueno. Sitting here in despair, thinking about how stores used to sell things, but now you have to go on the internet. I did a quick search and said, where on earth can I get some speaker carpet in town? And wouldn't you know it, of the big three, AutoZone, Advance Auto, and O'Reilly's, for about $14, keeps a couple yards of speaker fabric on hand, just in case it's Sunday morning and you need some. So, we're going to go on a pastry run, keep the wife fed and happy, and pick up some of that, and then we can keep going. Next thing we're going to do is break down the rack, lower the height on the amp, and we're going to use our new carpet friend to carpet the bottom of this, and that'll be the first bit of carpeting adventure. Then we can install that and begin thinking about cutting the access port hole for the red mesh. So keep on keeping on. Here we go.
All right, got an update here. Was able to carpet the lower rack. Got my line out converter back on. Got the amp back on. Got bolted to the frame of the car. So it's pretty sturdy. A little up and down wiggly, but it's not going. I need no lateral movement. Yeah. Wired it all back up. Power is hidden, or it will be when the full fascia is on. That is the sub connection. Ready when we have it. There's the rear speaker tap to the line out. And I rewired the terminal block for positive to get some accessory power. One to the line out, and the other, if I can do this, I've set up, coming off the 12-volt rail and grounding here in parallel, this cute little pigtail. And that is a nice modular, easy to use connection. So when we do the upper rack, which will be the next phase of this, we're going to put the fans and the lights on that, and then that will allow us to wire them all in parallel. One little pigtail connection. Bing, bang, boom, in it goes. I'm not even sure how I want to fasten it down yet. I know I'm going to be putting some blocks so it'll rest probably on 3 points. So 1, 2, 3, most likely. I mean, I'm thinking about it as I have this. In fact, I'll probably just set them up such that they can butt up against the rest of these. So anyway, we'll solve that when we get there. But this is a big step forward. A carpeted rack. You know, modularity, future-proof. This looks a little janky, but the upper fascia is where it's going to be looking real good. So, can't say enough as well. Credit goes where credit's due. The Hercules brushless jigsaw, it has been a lifesaver in all phases, as well as their little kit with pretty much every blade you could ever need. So, that has come in handy many a time. Anyway, so, onward and upward. Progress. Hopefully, I never, ever, ever have to take that apart or out again. All right, on to the next thing. Just to add on to that, here's what the underside looks like. I was able to cut that mesh fairly easily with a metal blade on the jigsaw, NBD. And I've got obviously a bunch of extra material up here. Rather than cut that, I thought maybe just leave it. You never know in the future if you need some play. Otherwise, this is like 3/8 of an inch of MDF with some 3/4 inch wood screws. Nice little pilot hole, some washers, and these are sturdy as hell. A couple of cracks on the MDM, but I'm not too worried about that. And most importantly, you know, this isn't going to need to have a bowling ball bounce off it or anything, right? But you can put a bag of groceries down and not worry, which was the primary use case. And then down here, this is that play I was saying. That's wrapped over with a deliberate gap. So there's this like nice cushion here. Down here you can really see, right? That's quite a bit. But the effect is when it butts up against that joint down there with a little bit of tucking, looks super clean. So, you know, look, this is obviously still homebrew, but saving hundreds of dollars doing it myself, and every time I look at it, I'll remember making it, which is part of the fun. So, onwards. All right, we've made some progress. So there is the surface, fascia, whatever, shelf, top rack of the amp, and we were able to make the cutout. It's a little jankier than I wanted, but more finished, obviously, than what we had before. And I'm very pleased that that is form-fitted. It fits exactly in. And I was able to leave some play at the edge of the carpeting that lets it sit very flush. This particular fit down here, I'm like, that feels OEM to me. I like it. Plus, we've got this rear fascia back on. So it's starting to look more like a regular trunk again. Pretty darn excited. Next thing is we're going to add some structural support to the underneath there and wire up the fans and the lights. And that's time to move on to the sub. So, coming right along. Every project, something goes wrong. Every project, you will cut yourself. Every project, there will be some kind of stupid mistake. Today, having added the mesh, added the fans, this is nothing major, just some epoxy. It's going to cure overnight, but I can work, right? Checked our arrows, airflow, it's both pointing towards the amp. Coming to wiring, and I'm actually I like how this has come along. This feels secure to me. It's not going to be visible, it'll be modular and out of the way. That's going to tap into the trunk where we have the piggy tap. Here we have a step-down transformer, which I didn't think I would necessarily need because using this LED hue controller, that bad boy says, hey, I can take up to 24 volts. And I thought to myself, gee, here I've been using a transformer to step down that voltage. What happens if we test it? So I took this over, went to the battery. We have other controllers, right? And I said, fuck it, let's hook it up. I mean, right off the poles of the battery itself. And the controller did fantastic. Handled the voltage like a champ. However, did not step the voltage down in any way. Just passed all 12 volts right into the LED strip, which promptly snap, crackle, pop. Made a very nice smoke smell as it got fried completely. I feel stupid as shit. So that's in the trash pile. Amazon's bringing another one. That'll be here tomorrow. And in the meantime, I've got it wired up though. We've stepped the voltage down into the controller, and now we just need the lights to arrive. And that'll be the final piece of the puzzle for the electrics. So we're moving very far here. I think we're going to test this, make sure the fans work, and then there's nothing else we can... Oh, then the structural supports. So we'll add those in, we'll finish that up. And then we'll clear that off because guess what? It's time to start carpeting this box. Save the best for last. So, 4 days I've been working on this. Car audio, man, takes time to do shit, but I'm fun. So, that's the update. More soon. So, we come to it at last. The box itself. I have never done this. Not once in my life. So it is a learning experience, and you can only watch so much YouTube. But this is my plan of attack. We're going to do each side like this that has the aperture. Then we'll come with one single piece side under the back and up around the other side. So that's 1, 2, 3 big pieces of carpeting, which I think is pretty efficient, as opposed to like a patchwork. Yeah, right now it's just figuring out how in the fuck do you line these rims, but I think I've got a good cut here. You reach a point where you have to glue and then set it. So I am about to take the plunge. We shall see how it goes. All right. There's the update. So, got the subs seated. Got it carpeted. This is my first time ever carpeting a box. Pretty good for a novice attempt. There's things I would do differently. One, I'd probably get better fabric. And I'd get enough that I didn't have to worry about the back. I could do the back, but I'm like, I have that much of a gap with the piece of fabric I have left. Nobody's going to see it. You know, I started talking to myself reasonably like, it's fine, right? Really shaggy edges. If I had it to do over again, right from the get-go when I was fabbing it, I would have scoring lines and plan where I can tuck my fabric. Right? These edges, this one's remarkably clean for what it is. But really, you don't want to meet at the edge. It just makes things kind of fuzzy. But, you know, and here's like a corner. You know, But, hey, I built it. Right? I didn't buy this shit. Had a real fun time finding my mounting holes for mounting it to the chassis. But we found them. Also, this one went in just fine. It's a tight fit against the fabric, which is what I wanted. This one is like the tomb of Tutankhamun. It's not coming open for thousands of years. This one, the top went in fine. There was some resistance on the bottom, and it is secured, but I did have a little bit of damage on the rails. And if you put torque on those, they just spin and spin and spin. Overall, though, I think it's just those bottom three. And it is secure. It's also like wedged in there, and these are all torqued down, and you know what? We're not going to worry about it. It'll be just fine. But yeah, there it is. And board's all assembled, electrics all wired up, got an extension soldered on, fans work great, the circuit works exactly as it should. My positive rail for this circuit is the remote wire, which it doesn't seem to mind at all. We've got 4-inch pegs. I signed my name, because why not? Those are glued on carpenter's glue. This one, because there's metal involved, the magic of epoxy. Those are all super solid. So, we're ready. We're waiting. I can't wait to install it. I've been doing this build for 5 days. I will be so glad when it's over. But I'm very pleased. The issue now is, where the fuck is the Amazon guy? We're just waiting on the Amazon guy to bring me the last wire, right, or the LED strip, because I fried mine yesterday, because I'm an asshole. If that guy would just show up, I could finalize that, which will take 5 minutes. I can toss it in the car. I can load the subs, connect them, and then all I have to do is get I have my rail, and I have an aluminum shim for the chassis in the car, and there are my mounts. Right, so we can bolt Frankenstein down here. That'll probably take half an hour because it's a little futzy. But then we're done. So, wish me luck. All right. This install nearly killed me. I was just telling Noelle I've thrown my back out for the first time in a long time. It's better now. Yes, I know. But there it is. Yep. Smells really good. It smells like new car because of all the carpet and glue. I know. I know. It's finally done. So,